Alright, here we go. We are doing the first test review for the year for y'all. Because y'all are so special. Anyways, okay, so before we begin, let me go over a couple of things here. One, let's look at these formula sheets. So you might want to pause here, copy this down to help you build up your formula sheet, kind of go from there. So, there's the first slide. Boom. Next picture. 3, 2, 1. Boom. Okay, is this everything that needs to be on there? No, I mean, you can add more. Try to keep out specific examples. You will be stapling this to your test. Whatever else may kind of help you think. Definitions, things like saying, hey, name a line, you need 2 points. Name a plane, you need 3 non-collinear points. Anything like that. You know, what is collinear? What is non-collinear? Whatever you can use to help you in that sense. Now, let's look at, say, the answer key. The next part, I'm going to give you the answer key. Okay, so here's the first picture. You need to pause, but I'm going to go to the next part. I will go over all these problems in a minute. Don't worry. Next questions, or next set of questions. There you go. Notice how I'm trying to block the answers. That's just for your benefit, but moving on. So here's the next one. Ooh, I didn't block one and answer. Oops, shame on me. There you go. I know that would have thrown you off if I hadn't. All right, next picture. Okay, so there you go on that. Next picture. Moving on. 3, 2, 1. And again, I'm providing these so in case you don't need to listen to me, but you want to double check your work, you can. Here's your answers. Moving on. The next set of pictures, and like I said, if there will be at the end, try to add in some questions that may have not been included in the review, but that might be in a part 2 video. Alright, almost done here. There's the next 2, and then finally, okay, so there I go. That is it. I am done with that part. Now let's go over problems. So in this one, what I'm going to do is say name 2 points collinear to K. And there's so many different ways you could look at this. Okay, collinear, what does it mean? And here's the weird part to this. Okay, anything that's collinear means it's on the same line as K. But you've got this line that's with K, this line that's with K, this line that's with K. So technically, any 2 points that you would have named based on the way that question is worded would have been okay. Now, I probably would have preferred JL or MN. Both of those are on the same line as K, just different lines. You could have had H on there also, but with like say H and L, like they're technically collinear with K, just on different lines. Give another name for line B. Notice this is not a point, so I need 2 points from that. So in this case, that would be H and K, and then we would put a line over it, because again, a line have to have a line. Name an intersection of point line C, here's line C, and plane R. This line right here goes through plane R at K. And that is like the worst way to draw that, but you get the idea. Name a point non-coplanar, which means not on the same plane. So if R is all these points here, something like M or N that we can see is above or below would be considered non-coplanar. Because this line goes like, say, up and down, whereas that's a flat surface. Okay? How many planes are shown on the figure below? You've got plane W, and then each side of the pyramid here, so there's 4 sides, don't include the bottom because the bottom is part of W, is going to give me 5. Give another name for plane W. Again, you got to say plane. And then you could say like A, D, C. You need 3 non-collinear points. You could also say plane, and I'm just not going to write the word plane because I don't have space. Here like B, A, D, because you're bad. You're just bad. You're just, anyways, I'm not going to go there. Anyways, all right, name an intersection of plane ADE, AD. So this little side that's right here that I've got the arrow pointing at, right there, and the plane, remember, a plane, 2 planes intersect in a line, and this one, they intersect at AD. A line and a plane intersect at a point. That might be something you could add to your formula sheet. Name a point non-collinear to points A and B. Non-collinear. So like you could have said D, you could have said E, you could have said or C. Keep in mind you only need to give me one. You don't need to give me all of them. Alright? Okie dokie, moving on. Okay, so here they're telling me segment addition postulate. We know that this right here is 42. So if I set this up, I would say 7x plus 1 plus 4x minus 3 is equal to 42. Then that would give me 11x minus, combining your like terms, minus 2 is equal to 42. You would add 2 to both sides. That would give you 11x is equal to 44 because you're moving this over. Then you're going to divide by 11 to get x equals 4. Excuse me. So notice that that gives you x equals 4, but the question wants you to find DE. So that means you need to put the 4 here. So you're going to say 7 times 4 plus 1. And that would tell you that DE is equal to 29. Okay? Alright, moving on. If I can squeeze this one in. Okay, so JK is 5x minus 8. KL is 7x minus 12. And this JL, 10x minus 2, is this whole bit right here. Okay? So then I can say here 5x minus 8 plus 7x minus 12 is equal to 10x minus 2. Combine your like terms. You're going to get 12x minus 20 is equal to 10x. Whoopsie. 10x. Ah, dang nap. 10x minus 2. Okay, and again, variables to the left, numbers to the right. That means 12 minus 10 would give me 2x. The 20 move over here would be negative 2 plus 20, which would be 18. So then when you divide, you get x equals 9. And that is not my final answer, because now they want me to find KL. So I'm going to put the 9 here and say 7 times 9 minus 12, which is going to give me KL is equal to 52. Because actually 63 minus 12 is 51. So there you go. I messed up on the key there. 51. I don't know why. I guess I read that as a... I don't know what I was thinking. Okay, so that should be 51. So there you go. And by the way, I do kind of like 9 and 10. Probably 9 more so than 10, especially for my CP kids, pre-AP. You could bet that you could probably see both of those. Let's look at like the next two. 13 I kind of like, but I don't know if I would keep a problem like that for the test. But I'll go through that one also. Okay, so this one tells me that S is the midpoint, and I've got RS, ST. So that means I don't even need to draw this out. If you notice that S there, so this is 5x plus 17 is equal to 8x minus 31. And then again, variables to the left, numbers to the right. That would give me negative 3x, because 5 minus 8 is negative 3. Negative 31 minus 17 would give me negative 48. And then when you divide, you get x is equal to positive 16. Now, then look at what they want you to find. They want you to find RS. So then I would put the 16 here and say 5 times 16, which is 80. And then add the 17. So I would get RS is equal to 97. Bada bing, bada boom. There you go. We got this. We got this. We got this. All right. Y bisects AC. So that means BC and AB are the same. If AB is 4 minus 5x and BC is equal to 2x plus 25, then I can quickly solve this. Move this over here. Minus 2x, which would give me negative 7x. Move this over here. Numbers to the left. Minus 4, which give me 21. And when I divide, I get negative 3. Oh, wait, I got a negative. I should not have a negative. But wait a moment. If you put the negative 3 in here, there we go, and say 4 minus 5 times negative 3, you'll end up with 19. And if that's 19, so is this one up here. And when I want AC, the whole thing, then AC must be 19 plus 19, which is 38. Beep, 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 beep. All right, now comes the fun one. All right, so this right here is 3x plus 4. And then they tell you that AC, so from here to here, is 11x minus 17. They also tell you that this right here, I'm trying to erase, but you get the idea, 17, that AB, right, it says AC is congruent to AD. So, it's kind of hard to tell, but I'll do it like this. Let me do this. This right here and this right here are congruent. Okay? So, how would I go about setting this up? Well, I know that this is 3x plus 4. This is 3x plus 4. So that would give me 6x plus 8. And that has to equal the 11x minus 17. Okay, so I would again do variables to the left, numbers to the right. I'd have negative 5x is equal to negative 25. Divide, and you get x equal to 5. Not done. But that's probably where I would stop if I was going to give it to y'all. Now, if this is 5, then I could plug this in and say here, and say 5 times 11 is 55, minus 17 is 38. So this is 38. That means this is 38. And if that's 38 and the whole thing, according to the problem, is 49, then I can subtract 49 and 38 to get that DE is 11. Alright, 14 and 15, okay, like 14, 15, 16, 17 use the distance formulas. You got the formula, you can see it on the thing, I don't need to write it down here. But again, the way I set these up, I always go like this first. I write plus, minus, notice how I have this set up. Then I plug them in. X's together, Y's together, plug it into the calculator, press enter, and that's how I get ST is equal to about 7.07. Round to the nearest hundredth unless I tell you otherwise. And I would do the same thing here. Again, minus, plus, you know, that type of thing, they're squared. And then again, x's together, 8 and negative 4. And then negative 7 and negative 2. And then again, when you do that, you should get BC is 13. Notice this one I didn't have to round off, but this one I did, so I would use the little approximate symbol. Alright, so really there's no difference here other than I would have said W is negative 2, negative 2. V is 0, 4. So you'd have to graph those or make sure you can read the coordinates. And then when you plug it in, you should get WV is approximately 6.32. Use the calculator and go from there. Here, P is negative 5, negative 1. And Q is 2, negative 4. I have no idea why I'm putting an equal sign because I really don't need to. And then when PQ, when you plug it into the formula, you're getting about 7.62. Alright. Now let's look at the midpoint. Midpoint again, use that formula. And again, it's not that hard. But what I do is negative 1 plus negative 7 over 2. I would press enter and get an answer of negative 4. Then I would do the y, 2 plus negative 4 divided by 2 to get negative 1. And then that would be my answer. Pay attention on this one. Y is the midpoint. Okay, so this is the one where like I have to multiply by 2. And I would go x plus, y plus. And again, negative 4 times 2 is negative 8. 8 times 2 is 16. Okay, then I would plug in the x's and the y, and I could solve, and I would get x is 2 and y is 7. And so this point right here, z, is 2, 7. That's the other end point. I'm going to do these two problems, and then I am going to switch over to the other, like I'll pause this video or I'll stop this video and make a second video, but I want to make sure I get these up. Anyways, so here I have angle 117. DEF is 117. So that means this whole thing right here is 117. Find the value of x. So that means these two add up. So this is like a segment addition. 12x plus 1 plus 5x minus 3 is equal to 117. Combine your like terms. You're going to get 17x minus 2 is equal to 117. Then you could add 2 to both sides. So 17x equals 119. Divide by 17. And x is equal to 7. Bada bing, bada boom. There you go. All right. Now, PQS, according to this, is 16. So this right in here is 16. SQR is 9x plus 17. PQR is 12x minus 6. So what does that mean? That means basically if I add these two together, so I could say 9x plus 17 plus 16 is equal to 12x minus 6. So you got 9x plus 33 is equal to 12x minus 6. Variables to the left, numbers to the right would give me negative 3x is equal to negative 39. So x is equal to 13. Okay, and again, whoops. This actually, if you go back here and look at the question, it says find PQR. So I need to go PQR. I need to put this back in here, 13 here, and I'm going to say 12 times 13 minus 6. And when I do that, then the measurement of angle PQR is equal to 150 degrees. Yay! Okay, that will conclude my first review video. I can't believe I'm going to have to use 2 for this, but I will do the back. Hopefully this helps y'all. You'll get you started. But if y'all have any questions, we'll go from there. Thank you so much for your time, and I will add another video in just a minute.